Hello, friends, and Sutaves here. And I want to talk to you about this Harley Benton guitar. This is the Harley Benton Hybrid Series Steel. This is the actually they call this the black version, or they were calling it black. It really looks sparkly gray to me. I want to tell you about this guitar. Yes, you need to know about this guitar. So, first of all, my interest in this instrument is strands from my appreciation of the Golden multi-act line series, and I've been exploring, more affordable alternatives. In this case, Harley Benton has a few hybrid line. Hybrid in the sense that this is whether an electric or an acoustic design that can do the opposite, could do the complementary electric. I'll go over the parts and tell you what do they say they make this guitar out of, and what do I think about that, and then my overall opinion in case you are interested in buying this instrument. So, a few nice aspects of this guitar. The tuners are very interesting. They're these really big pegs. They tune the guitar fairly well, appropriate for this price point. I don't quite remember the ratio, but they just work fine, and they look nice, and they work fine. As far as the neck, it doesn't say on the website, but it looks like it's a 5-piece construction. You have these two woods in the middle, and then 3 pieces. That would account for a very, very good neck construction. I haven't seen that very often in acoustic guitars. I don't know the material of the neck, but you could probably see that someplace in the video, or maybe in the description, or definitely on the Thomann website. You can find that information. It feels very comfortable. It feels very nice. I love the finish. It's just like a very thin oil type of finish. Is super smooth. I would say that is the thing that I appreciate the most about this guitar, the neck. It works very well for acoustic. So this guitar is overall an acoustic guitar with a pickup in the middle here. This pickup is actually, it looks like a lipstick pickup, but it's actually a humbucking pickup, which is very good for high gain. A downside of that pickup is that it is not adjustable. You cannot adjust the height. And one caveat is that when I received this guitar, the pickup used to sink because the screws are tiny and they're supposed to be mounted onto the top. And there is a way to access that cavity through here. However, it had very small springs, and those springs are not. They were producing too much tension, pushing back the tiny screws a lot. So I decided to remove them, to remove the springs, and just attach the pickup directly. I was trying to raise the pickup up. There is a significant distance between the strings and the pickup, and I didn't like that very much. I wanted to be free to adjust. I contacted the guitar company, the music store company, and they did not. They confirmed to me that it is not an adjustable pickup. It's fixed, which is a shame. I was very disappointed about that. I have to say that the fretboard, going back to the fretboard, this section over here, the fretboard is rosewood. It's a nice finish. It looks like what you would expect from an old Golden guitar, some of the A6 Ultras. It's a very nice open pore rosewood fretboard. It works fine. The finish in this guitar is very, very good. I could not find a flaw. What else is there to say? The nut is a bone nut, so it's a true, authentic bone nut. And that's about it that I think is important in this guitar. Oh well, one more thing is the sound. Okay, so the sound of this guitar, the acoustic sound of this instrument is really fantastic. It's very impressive what they achieved out of this instrument. It has very good string tension. The fret job is excellent. There's no fretting, and I have a comfortable action for an acoustic guitar. Fairly low, not as low as an electric guitar, but it's fairly low. Again, the finish of this neck is very impressive. It's very good for the price point. I would almost compare it to their Fusion line, although the Fusion line is a step above this. But for acoustic guitar, this is really really good. I think is yeah, this is very good neck, very good design, very good profile. It is a it's very slightly compound radius, but it is not enough to think of it as an electric guitar neck. The piezo sound is fantastic. Now, that being said, this guitar comes with good D'Addario strings, acoustic guitar strings, which is a plus and a con. The plus is that acoustically the guitar sounds great when plugged in, but the electric sounds that this guitar produces with these acoustic strings are short of my expectations. What do I mean by that? As you would expect, not all the strings will play correctly. The sound of the lower strings does not reproduce very well because in the magnetic pickup, because I think the material is 80/20 bronze or something like that. I forgot. You can look it up. Basically, acoustic guitar strings don't work exactly as you would expect with magnetic pickups. You need nickel. You need other substances that to mix up so that you can have you can break that magnetic field of the pickup and then produce that electric currency and current, and that's not happening here because of the string type. Now I could go into experimenting and changing the string type and whatnot with this guitar, but the acoustic sound that you get out of this combination, and I have to give it up, acknowledge this from Thomann, they made a very good choice of strings for this guitar's acoustic performance. That being said, it only has two knobs, a volume for the electric pickup and a volume for the acoustic or piezo pickup, and nothing else. This is very much a very much undesirable configuration for a guitar, because if you're trying to switch between two parts, an acoustic and an electric part, and you want to be quick, for example, for me, looping, I play an acoustic accompaniment and then I'm trying to switch to the electric guitar tone. You cannot do this with this guitar. First, it only has one output, okay? Well, that's that. But then, you will need a switch to switch between those two sounds. A three-way switch would have been wonderful here. Cheap, easy to do. Don't know why these guys didn't put it on. It makes no sense to me. The electric side has no tone control. nor the acoustic has any EQ. There is no, as you would tell from the pictures, there's nothing else. There's no tuner. There's nothing to control to shape the sound from the body, which means you will rely very heavily on your pedal. Fair enough, there's a lot of guitars like that. Now, that being said, this guitar is not necessarily cheap, by the time you receive these in the United States, it's going to be close to $400. So I don't know why they didn't put that in. That would have been a very, very good addition, especially after the experience I've had with the Nashville steel guitar, which has a preamp, and that does wonders to shape the tone of the electric side, let alone the acoustic, which is what it's meant to do. So that being said, these controllers are a downer. The fixed pickup is also a design flaw, in my opinion. One more thing to add. So look, I didn't know, they wouldn't tell you this on the Thomann website, but you should know this. This guitar has a very thick top. This is not a moving top at all. But they tell you this guitar is a hollow body, okay? It is not either a hollow body because it has a block that goes all the way across up until here. From here all the way down to here. A wood block. That could be part of the reason why the acoustic side sounds so good. Don't know. The plus side to that, and to have such a thick top, is that you will not have any problems with feedback on the stage. I have not tried this guy on stage yet, but I'm pretty sure I will have no problem when I do. And the downside is that you cannot play this at home. This will sound like for practice. This will sound just like an electric guitar, So you lose all of the acoustic goodness of this design. The electric side is not great. I mean, there's a lot left wanting for me in the electric side for this guitar. The design of the neck is gorgeous. It works beautifully. I love it. Oh, one more thing. I forget the name of the wood here, but this bridge here is very nice, and the saddle I think is a bone nut as well, and it's very well cut. So that's something to add to this guitar. All of that being said, do I believe this guitar is worth the price? I believe they put the money somewhere here, but I believe also that for the same price they could have done better. To be honest. You get what you pay for, yes. It does need some help. If I was to do some modification in this guitar, and I'm not sure that I'm going to keep it just because I think I'm over modifying guitars at this point. I would definitely just put the electric pickup, magnetic pickup with its own output. I would put the acoustic pickup. I would send the line to the acoustic pickup and then have some kind of switch if I want to blend. And I would have a volume and a tone knob for the electric. That's what I would do, because sincerely, this configuration is pretty much useless as far as blending. I think the idea was that you would have two volumes and you would blend the two. That doesn't work because the magnetic pickup is not nearly as loud as the piezo. So the piezo overpowers it right away, which is the exact same problem that there is on the Nashville guitar. So I don't even use those to blend acoustic and electric. It's just not just doesn't work in this particular design. Not like a golden guitar does that very well. These guys cannot do that effectively, and it's an electronics issue because they would need to compensate in the electronics for the gain of the two. It doesn't matter if you need to attenuate the gain of the acoustic of the piezo sound enough so that you can actually do a blend. The two you can actually output through one jack. it is not possible. It doesn't matter if you had to do that electronically, because at the end you can always adjust the gain of your amp or some component in your preamp or your pedal to make the guitar louder, to strengthen that signal. They could do that with the electronics, but they don't do it, and that's a shame. All that being said, I would say this guitar is a very good acoustic, feedback-less guitar with very poor electric capabilities and the need of a pedal just to run it. Yeah, that's my assessment. I was curious about the nylon version of this guitar, but after trying this one, I am not interested anymore, mostly because this top is so thick. I was hoping for something better. All right, I hope this review helps you if you're looking into this guitar. Until next time, thank you.